We do the games we play, things we say, thinking about all in the phone. We've been too strong, let down our guard. This was never meant to be what it feels like. This ain't your real life, and I'm not real. As much as I hope one day things could still work, we both know the deal.
Okay. Boom. I'm going to do this over because apparently I was muted the whole time. And I did not know that after that audio issue, I forgot to turn back on my audio interface. So here we are doing it over one more time. Just for those that might have missed everything I was saying. I was saying I put together a dope Let It Listen playlist for the sesh that we had, and I'm thankful to those who arrived and showed up to it, and I learned that one of the biggest things in the Washington cannabis industry that we really need to change is the actual budtender involvement, because if you look at the promotion for this event, lots of engagement. Individuals talking about how grateful they are for the space to be created. However, based off of attendance to the actual sesh, so how are we going to get change if we don't participate in creating it? And it's very interesting that we are like 2 years exactly from the day of the huge Seattle protest of the murder of George Floyd. And if you want to look at what has happened legislatively, since then, sorry about that, in the state, it's not a whole lot of change has been had. So I feel that we can create change here in Washington, but you have to want to do the work, just like with any revolutionary idea. So we gathered, we talked, I learned a lot from a couple of different perspectives, and I definitely shared my viewpoint and my stance point on a few things. We kicked off the sesh with a dope poem, which is what I was reading if you tried to pop by that last little bit of a live, but I'll run it back one more time. You must burn higher, burn for everything you have ever wanted, for everything you have ever lost, every crack in your heart, and every fraction of every irreplaceable moment. Burn high for love, for fear, for life. Burn as fast and as long as you can. You must burn higher, because nothing in this world will kill you faster than a dying fire. Mia Hollow. And, we stay burning over here. So I thought that was a good way to kick off our event. We did introductions. We had an icebreaker game and some conversational prompts. And I think a very enlightening conversation was had. What I did learn about a prime example of change being had in Washington State, is that Lovely Buds could owe their employees up to $300,000 in unpaid wages and overtime for the past 3 years. So they had a complaint filed in the Spokane, excuse me. Is it Spokane or Spokane? I think it's Spokane. County Superior Court. I am from Florida, don't judge me. And they alleged that they did not properly compensate their workers for overtime. And this is since January of 2019. So that's how long you have to stay in it to hold these owners accountable for their actions. And if you look at the turnover rate of our industry, we're in 2022. Half the people that started in 2019 aren't still working in this industry, just to be clear. for their treatment and their experience. So I just, this is evidence that if you actually come together, you can create direct change, because these employers will likely, one, if found guilty, never do that again to any other staff, right? And that's what I mean by showing up and doing the work. Like, they've had to file these complaints and gather and discuss with each other, like to even get to this level. You have to first notice that you're getting screwed, and then want to know if anyone else around you is getting screwed, and if they are, what can we do as a group to then hold these people accountable. So that takes collaboration, that takes community building. So when safe spaces are created so that you can community build and find out if this is happening over there in Spokane, or Spokane. If it's happening over there, then it's probably happening in King County. It's probably happening in Thurston County. It's probably happening in Snohomish County. But you didn't even know that this was a possibility, right? So that's it. Enough ramble from me. I'm Lotta with the Bakersmen Collective, the producer for the Bakersmen Collective, head baker in charge. And, stay back.